Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
At the end of the day, there's value in paying attention. And you know what? If you're within the sound of my voice, that must mean that you're in the seats with once more. As always, my name is Dave Voigt, and I'm the host of this podcast, where we sit down with a wide-ranging variety of entertainment industry professionals and pick their brain about current projects, state of the industry, how they got started, and so very much more in enlightening and conversational fashion. And you know, if you like how we do things around here, I'm going to assume that you do, because let's face it, we're listening right now. And if you are, please keep listening and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, gives you a 5-star rating on your podcast provider of choice. We're available pretty much everywhere, places like Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google, and plus we archive every single one of our episodes over at our In the Seats YouTube channel. So if you can give us a like and subscribe there as well, we'd absolutely appreciate it. Also, don't hesitate to check us out on social media. We're on the Facebook, the Twitter, the Letterboxd, the TikTok, the Threads, the Blue Sky. There's too much, but we're at In the Seats for all sorts of fun updates. And finally, and I do dare to say most importantly, please come by and visit us over at In the Seats, intheseats.ca for all the latest and greatest from the world. Film, television, basically the moving image at large, because if you love to come by and read about it, or if you love to sit here and listen about us in this audio-only experience, then, we love it even more when you come by and read about it and click on us and download us and all that fun stuff, because it matters. It really does. Support the arts. It's a beautiful thing. But check us out, too. Give us a listen. Visit the site. It's all good. On this episode, we got a fun one. We're diving into, something I got to do every day. It's called the subway and riding the subway. And it is the Japanese body horror, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it, new movie from our friends Elevation Pictures called Exit 8, and it's the story of a man who is stuck in an infinite loop almost underground in the Tokyo subway, but has to notice changes that are going on, and just sort of the importance of understanding how to ultimately get out, and reading, and knowing when something's different, when something's not. And it's really an interesting layered psychological study, and it's based on a video game, believe it or not. But this is one of the more unique horror movies of the year, and it is from writer-director Genki Kawamura, who we had the unique pleasure of sitting down and talking with when the film played TIFF last year, and through the help of a translator, we asked him all about the movie, and just getting stuck into this loop, and just sort of really embracing this idea of needing to pay attention and understanding sort of the horrors in such simple things that can be around us. And just so you know, the audio on this one is not the best, but we did what we could to bump it up. But it is still a really great listen. But like I said, Exit 8 is in the theaters now. And listen, please enjoy our conversation with Genki Kawamura, like I said, with the help of a translator, because it's a darn good one. And we'll see you soon. Okay, obviously, first off, congratulations on the film, and thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Me too.
I loved it, but I had no frame of reference to the game. I'm curious, when you go into a project like this, are you trying to do something completely original, or are you trying to sort of give elements of the game? Like, how do you sort of walk the line between the fans of the game and trying to create something unique and distinct?
ビデオゲームのこと知らないんですけど、これ作るときにビデオゲームどうやって描かしていったんでしょうか。
最初に考えたのが、そのゲームの映画化ではなく、ゲームと映画の境目が曖昧な映画体験というのを作ろうと思いました。で、昔僕の大好きなゲームクリエイターの任天堂の宮本茂さんとお話しした時に、いいゲームっていうのはプレイしている人も楽しいけれども、そのプレイしている人を後ろから見ても楽しいというふうにおっしゃっていて、そういう観客がある時はプレイヤーとしてこの映画を楽しみ、ある時は誰かがプレイしているゲームを後ろから見るという体験をする、このゲームの体験というもの自体を映画にしようと思いました。
So, initially, I wasn't necessarily thinking about film adaptation of a video game per se. What I wanted to create was a new cinematic experience that blurs the lines between video game and cinema as media. And I had the opportunity to sit down with legendary video game creator Shigeru Miyamoto, course, Nintendo game producer. And what he said was a good game is fun to play, but it's also fun to watch somebody play from behind. So, I wanted to incorporate that into the cinema experience of Exit 8. The audience at times are playing the game, but also they're also watching somebody play the game. So I wanted to create a cinematic experience based on that based on that experience that's unique to video game. Actually,
I love that. And just that idea of the simple set and sort of the having to turn around if something's different. It's such a simple idea to play with. And I mean, there are elements in the film that are a little silly and funny, and there's elements that are actually quite terrifying. How did you, as a filmmaker, sort of manage to keep sort of the light versus the tension as we're telling the story?
なんか緊張感の緩急みたいなのはどうやってつけて
Good question. It's very challenging for me. すごく場合によっては退屈してしまうと思うんですね。同じ空間で繰り返されるので。なのですごく考えたのはその映画館でこの映画を見せるということでした。つまりスマートフォンを置いて95分間このスクリーンに集中するという状況を使って、普段スマートフォンで飽きさせないように全てが理解して何かを見るという体験ではなくて、何かを待つとか何か次の展開を予想するという体験を観客に味わわせる、映画館らしい体験を味わわさせる。でかつそれで音を使って感情をコントロールするみたいなこと、映画館体験みたいなことに特化して作っていこうというのを決めました。
So of course it was a big challenge, and it does, in a way, it does have a risk of making this the audience being bored. So what I wanted to focus was to create a cinematic experience that's unique to theater experience. Nowadays we're really addicted to smartphones, and we're sort of constantly fed information right away. But cinema experience is a unique experience where you put aside a smartphone for 95 minutes and you kind of immerse yourself into what's happening in front of you. And so we tried the opposite of what smartphones do, meaning we deliberately made the audience wait for information, which is slowly revealed, and we wanted to keep their attention that way. The other thing that we did is focusing on the sound design of the film. We had a big contrast of like loud music and a silent moment, and that's how we how you can control the emotion of the audience throughout the experience. So even from the beginning, we wanted to focus on the cinema experience and what the audience can experience.
Well, and I think your use of visual effects really plays into that as well. I mean, one of the most unsettling moments for me was the eyes on the poster following our protagonist. I mean, that was really absolutely creepy, and I loved it. Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, making sure that the visual effects didn't feel unnatural in this environment that you had?
VFX も結構あまりフラッシュなものではなくて、そのポスターの目が動くっていうのはすごく好きだったんですけど、また VFX について教えてください。どういうことについて気をつけた？
なんかちょっとギリギリありえそうなラインをすごく狙ってて、スーパーナチュラルというよりはポスターの絵が動くっていうのは僕もそう気に入ってんだけど、なんかギリギリありえそうな怖さというか、そういうのを狙っていますね。あとはなんだろうな、なんかやっぱり自分の心の中にある恐怖みたいなものを顕在化するということに VFX を使ってるかもしれないですね。
So we really tried to make the VFX, we wanted to make sure the audience can feel it like it's as if it's really close to reality. So we didn't want to do anything like supernatural by VFX. The poster eyelines are one of my favorite too, and that's really something that like sort of like you're similar to that scenery, but something is like off, something is different, and I think that is really scary compared to like a supernatural element. And also I think the sort of like a visualization of the sins or guilt that we hold inside is also really scary. So we used the VFX in the visualization of those guilts.
Talk to me a little bit about finding the right actor for this, because obviously if you don't have someone who's selling the environment and really sort of making us believe, we're not going to buy into it. And he does a fantastic job.
キャストやっぱ信憑性がないとそこで終わってしまうんですけど、キャストについて教えてください。
主演の二宮和也って20年前に硫黄島からの手紙でイーストウッドに見つけられた人なんですけど、そこから20年間全然映画祭に来てなくて、20年ぶりに彼はカンヌに来たんですけど、 ポテンシャルがあるけどこういうある種セリフがほとんどない一人芝居みたいなものにチャレンジしたことはなかったので、ただ僕は彼の持ってるそういう硫黄島の時のような無言で観客を引きつける力みたいなものにかけて今回抜擢しました。
The lead character is played by Kazunari Ninomiya, and he was sort of discovered by Clint Eastwood on the global stage in Letters of Iwo Jima. And that was, but that was about 20 years ago, and ever since he hasn't really been in films that people pay attention to on global stage. And but he has a lot of potential as an actor, and especially he has a special presence that who can keep the audience draw attention of the audience without much dialogue. And he hasn't really had that challenge throughout this 20 years, but that's what I saw in Letters of Iwo Jima, and I wanted to bring that and feature that special presence of him.
Fantastic. Now, this feels like the kind of project that for you as a filmmaker would kind of stay with you. I'm curious, after making the film, have you found yourself walking down a hallway, counting the sign points or looking for anomalies?
映画を作った後に自分でもポスターの数数えたりとかそういう経験をしました。
日本の地下鉄に乗ると映画の中で何回も鳴るようなジングルみたいなのが鳴ってるんですよ。だから僕もそうだし多くの映画観客にとって映画館を見に行った後地下鉄に乗るとまだ映画が続いているような感覚になる、そういう、映画と現実の境目が曖昧になるような映画体験も僕は新しい劇場体験として作りたいと思ってたんで、そういうのが発生して現象として発生しているのは面白いなと思ってます。
So in Japanese subway, you get on the Japanese subway and you hear that jingle that you hear in the film all the time. So I had the experience, but also a lot of audience who watched the film in cinema in Japan came out and went on a subway and had that sort of felt like the continuation of this film. And I think the blurring the lines between movie and reality is also what I wanted to accomplish in this film. So that's the new cinematic experience that I mentioned, and mission accomplished.
Well, yeah, and this is such a psychological experience. I mean, for you as a filmmaker, do you see yourself sort of going down that road even more, or are there sort of other avenues that you want to try?
すごく心理的なことが描かれたと思うんですけど、フィルムメーカーとしてそっちにもっと行きたいと思いますか、それとも違うことしたいと思いますか。
基本的に僕は人間の外側で起きていることよりも人間の内側で起きているものをビジュアライズすることに興味があるんです。で例えば1作目の百花っていうのは認知症の人が見ている景色をそのワンカットの中でつながらない空間とか時間がつながることで表現しているんですけども、今回もそうです。できっとこれからもそういうことをやっていくんだろうなと。なので僕はやっぱり日本のアニメーションの作家たち、押井守とかコン・サトシのような作家に憧れているので、彼らがアニメーションでやってるような自分の心の中の表現みたいなことをマジックリアリズム的に実写映画でやりたいなと思ってます。
So I'm more interested in what's happening inside the human rather than outside of the human, and I'm interested in visualizing that what's going on inside our character. And like my directorial debut, 100 Flowers, where I where I showed the world through the perspective of a woman with dementia. So within single takes, I depicted a world that wouldn't connect, the time and space that wouldn't connect normally. I showed the world in a single take that connects different time and space, and I think that was what people really reacted to, and I think that's also what I'm interested in doing and continuing doing from here on. And I'm also hugely inspired by Japanese animation directors like Mamoru Oshii and Kon Satoshi, and those are the directors I admire. So I want, and their perspective is really unique, and they depict the magical realism throughout their work. So that's a big inspiration for me.
Well, I love that. And I mean, with this, you made me a little terrified of my commute on the way home, because it really encapsulates sort of that way you get lost and sort of how your mind can just drift and then things can happen. I mean, it's a great experience. I can't wait for more people to see it, but it just, again, thank you for the work and thank you for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
And don't forget to visit our friends over at Bay Street Video for all your DVD, Blu-ray rental, or purchasing needs this summer, as they are still open for curbside and some mailing delivery as well. Over at 1172 Bay Street, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, you can give them a call at 416-964-9088. That's 416-964-9088. Or send them an email at baystreetvideoto@gmail.com for any of your DVD and Blu-ray needs.